We know that every day our team members fulfill our brand promise by caringly being at the side and on the side of our customers, team members, and community.
We want to care for you in the same way by making time for education, reflection, and renewal.
We hope you enjoy this installment of our Employee Wellness Series.
And remember, let's be careful out there.
Hello Optimate, my name is Holly Stevenson. I'm the Director of Diversity, Equity and Inclusion, and I'm so excited to be coming from you all the way from Scotland in my family home to be showing you some Scottish dishes, some traditional Scottish dishes for this month's wellness video. And I'm so lucky to be joined by my mum to help me with the cooking today. Hello everyone. So cooking is such a wonderful opportunity to involve family, friends, children, and just catch up and reminisce and make new memories together in the kitchen. And it's also a wonderful opportunity, even if you're on your own, just to take some time to yourself, relax, and just really enjoy cooking and make a lovely, nutritious meal. So today we are going to be doing two dishes. One is more of a breakfast meal, which in Scottish is called porridge, but you will probably be more familiar with knowing it as oatmeal. And then we're going to be doing a dish called Stovies, which is traditionally made of corned beef and potatoes, but we'll also be taking you through some ways to mix it up if you are a vegetarian or a vegan. So I'm so excited that you're joining us today all the way from Scotland in the kitchen. And if you do try making any of these dishes, please do send them in to me. You'll find my email, it's Holly Stevenson in the directory, and I would love to include pictures of you, of your food, in the next Diversity, Equity and Inclusion newsletter, in our newsletter Common Ground. So thank you so much for joining us today, and let's get started cooking. So friends, as I mentioned, we're going to start with making porridge, Scots porridge, but you'll probably be more familiar with seeing Quaker oats and old-fashioned rolled oats used for oatmeal in America. So this is a fantastic dish that you can have at any hour of the day, but it's usually served at breakfast because it is such a nutritious and slow release food. It's so incredibly good for you, and it's really budget friendly. You'll be able to get a box this size or a big tub for about $2, and that's going to have about 30 servings in it. So it's going to do a family of 4 for a couple of weeks if you're only having it at breakfast. And it's so easy to make and so easy to customize, make it just how you like it, and mix it up each day so you don't get bored. So let's get cooking some Scottish porridge. You will be shocked at how quick it is to make porridge. If you're running late in the mornings but you still want a breakfast that you're not going to get hungry in a few hours after eating, this is for you. So, a cup of oats and a cup of water, we're going to bung it in our bowl. This is going to make 1 serving, and you're able, of course, to customize exactly how you want it, given your preferences and your health goals. So for me, I've used water. I'm trying to lose weight in the new year, but maybe you're trying to gain weight, maintain your weight. You can also use milk, full fat milk, 2% milk, whatever it is that you prefer. Also, traditionally in Scotland, we put salt in our porridge, which might seem a little bit peculiar, but I promise you, if you give it a try, it's fantastic. But of course, you can always use whatever you would like as toppings. Golden syrup, bananas, fruit, berries, Nutella, peanut butter, whatever you would like. So that took me all of 40 seconds, and we're going to bung it in the microwave for roughly 2.5 minutes. Just keep an eye on it, and we're good to go. So I've got my porridge out of the microwave. It was just in for 2.5 minutes. Do check it. You might want to stir it halfway through. Now in Scotland, we like our porridge to be thick. We want to be able to actually stand a spoon in it, just like that. So it is thick, but if you don't like that, that's okay. Just add a little bit more water or milk, depending on how you like your porridge. So now that my porridge is out, I'm going to add just a little bit of semi-skimmed milk, which you'll know is 2% milk. And I am good to go. So as I said, this is fantastic, so easy, so budget friendly, and with so many options to customize. I had a tablespoon of salt in mine and no toppings because that's how I like it, but there'll be something to suit everyone in the family's taste. So we're going to dig in and then we're going to get to making our stovies. Cheers! Now, are both of the dishes we're making today known for being attractive? No, but they're very, very good and tasty. So now that we've finished, we're digging into our porridge. At the moment, we're going to have a quick drink of iron brew. Now, here's a fun fact for you. There are 2 countries in the whole world where their own soda product that you can only buy in that country outsells Coca-Cola and Pepsi products. Can you guess which 2 countries they are? You can hopefully get one, given where we are. So one of the countries is actually Peru, where they have what they call Inca Cola, which is not like this, it's green in colour. And then we have Iron Brew, which isn't actually orange flavoured, although it is orange in colour. It has a very unique taste. It's not actually fruity, but I love it. And it's actually one of the things I miss the most when I'm not in Scotland. So I'm making the most of it now. And cheers! Let's eat some more porridge and get to making our stovies. Traditional Scottish stovies only have 3 ingredients and a stock cube. So, potatoes, we're going to be using 4. A white or yellow onion, we'll be using 2. Corned beef, we have a packet, but you can just as easily and as tastily use a tin. And a stock cube. Now, if you are vegetarian or vegan, you can use a vegetable stock cube, but we are using a beef one. And you can sub out your corned beef for red lentils or carrots. So everyone can enjoy stovies, and this meal will actually serve a family of 6 or a family of 2, 4, 1 with lots of leftovers. So let's get cooking some Scottish stovies. The first step on our stovies journey is the potatoes. So we have 4 potatoes here that are cubed. The smaller you cube them, the quicker they'll cook. It's up to you if you would like to leave the skin on or if you would like to peel them. If you're in a rush, you're just a bit lazy like me, you probably do want to leave the skin on, but actually potato skin has a lot of fibre in it. So it's very good for you actually, and a slow release vegetable. So I washed my hands before I started chopping up the potatoes. The potatoes are all washed, and I'm going to put our cubed potatoes into a pot of hot salted water. As with the porridge earlier, I'm using low sodium salt. I don't know if you can see that there, but again, given your health goals and preferences. So we'll know that these potatoes are done when we can comfortably stick a fork right through them. So let's get cooking our potatoes. Our potatoes have been going for about 10 minutes now, and they do take the longest, which is why we started with them. But this is actually also a 1-pot dish. As if you thought it couldn't get any easier, it can, folks. So now we're adding in our onions, bunging them into the pot with the potatoes, and we're going to also add in at this point our stock cube. All of our stovies ingredients have been bubbling away in that 1 pot for about 15 minutes, so let's check on them. As you can see, bubbling away nicely. not long to go until we can mash and then tuck into our stovies. It's been about 20 minutes since all of our ingredients were in that pot over there, and it's time to drain and mash our stovies. We're getting ever closer to tucking in to this wonderful, nutritious meal. When we're draining our stovies, don't forget that you can keep the beef stock or vegetable stock that we've used, and it would make a lovely gravy or a great base for a soup. Now that we've drained our stovey ingredients, it is time to mash, and while we're mashing, this is when we're going to add our corned beef, or if it's your preference to have no meat in there, you could add red lentils or some carrots, which we also actually boiled in with the stovies, but we're not going to keep them in there for us. So I've also kept my beef stock to make a nice gravy. It's quite thin, which is how I like it, but you could always thicken it up with some corn flour if that's what you prefer. So we're going to get to mashing, and this is how our stovies look at the moment. Now that we've finished that wee workout of mashing, our stovies are ready. We've just moved them to a little dish here. As you can see, there's a lot of it. So this is going to feed a lot of people or do a lot of portions, and it's super easy to freeze. You can serve it on its own, perhaps with the gravy from the stock cube, or of course you could serve it with any veg that you have, fresh, frozen, tinned, whatever you like. Now, actually, on January the 25th in Scotland, it is Robert Burns night. Robert Burns was a poet, a very famous Scottish poet, who was born on the 25th of January 1759, and that's why we celebrate on that day each year. Robert Burns was very famous for writing lots of poems and songs, the most famous of which that you might know is Auld Lang Syne, which has been turned into a song set to a tune, which is now traditionally sung on New Year's Eve when the bells strike for the new year. So I'm actually going to say a traditional grace in Scots, which was written by Robert Burns, and then we're not going to waste any more time because it looks so good, and we're going to tuck into our stovies. So, some hae meat and canna eat, and some would eat that want it, but we hae meat and we can eat, so let the lard be thank it. Thanks so much for joining us today. I hope if you make stovies, you'll share them with me and you'll enjoy it as much as I know we're about to. Cheers!
Bye, everyone.
As good as always.